Cool, great. Thanks for joining the webinar today, guys. This is the first of 3 webinars we're doing. So over a period of 6 weeks. Some of you may have already joined the other ones, the upcoming ones. But yeah, essentially today, what we're going to do is the first one on the custom pricing. So you can see here on the first slide, implementing new prices for the new financial year, which is the standard use case, but we'll go into a bit more detail on sort of other scenarios, etc. Cool. So yeah, introduction really. So as mentioned, it's the first of 3 webinars we're doing. Yeah, really just collated a lot of feedback from everyone, clients, you guys, about sort of what came up the most really on Bookteq, and sort of ways that we can sort of feedback knowledge to you guys in other ways really. So yeah, this was obviously one of them. So it'd be great to go into a bit more detail about that, but for you guys here. So yeah, we're just going to show you really how to adopt to new prices. So different scenarios on how you can do that on Bookteq, and then a live demo on that. So on my test account, I'll be showing you guys back end really how you can sort of set up the custom pricing. So whether that is for like the new financial year, so for example for April to till next year, till the end of March, how to set that up on Bookteq, and then also the customer facing side as well. So from the widget, how the differences are. So for customers to go on and book, they can then see the new prices on the dates that you've added onto the system. And then just lastly, there sort of useful resources. So yeah, we'll show you what we've sort of added to the knowledge base center. So you guys can see the article on this really, just to sort of gain your knowledge further really. So I'll show you information on that as well. Just to let you know as well, on the Q&A option on Teams here at the top. So if you guys have any questions throughout, myself and Amira, who's on the call as well, my colleague, will be getting back to you on any sort of questions within by the end of the week, so by the end of tomorrow. So feel free to put in as many sort of messages in there as you want. There's not an option on this call just to sort of unmute and ask, so we've just sort of done it this way as the first sort of webinar. If that's all okay with you guys. Perfect. So yeah, just a welcome and thank you again for joining the webinar. Obviously this one being the custom pricing for the first one. I guess just a bit on myself firstly. I've been at the company for 2 years now, or coming up 2 years in March. I probably have spoken to most of you, but maybe not sort of met virtually. So yeah, I started the company joining our operations team, service delivery team. More sort of to do with our book team clients, so fully managed on our end. So yeah, a few contracts on that side. So I did that only for around 6-7 months, and then moved over to my role as an account executive. So yeah, I guess my main sort of roles in the company, or in this particular role, sorry, is onboarding. So any sort of new venues or clients that sign from our end, I'll do the full onboarding process. So get them set up on Bookteq, do the training on the software, just making sure they're fully ready to sort of utilize it and sort of take bookings really. So whether that's getting the widget calendar on your website, as well as our sort of play finder page as well. So generating as much bookings as possible for them. And of course as well, the client support is a massive part of my role. So yeah, any tickets that come through from you guys, which is always really beneficial for us, because it means that we obviously get that feedback from you guys, and then we can pass it on to our sort of developers to see what we can do to improve the software really. So yeah, a big part of it as well and also sort of releasing new features as well. So ways that we can sort of provide that to you guys so you're sort of knowledgeable using the system, and up to date with it all as well, really. So yeah, I guess three big parts of my role. But yeah, I'm sure I've spoken to quite a few of you guys anyway in the ticket pipeline. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, this is the customer success webinars we're doing. Obviously the one today on custom pricing. We've got the widget V2 one on the Tuesday, the 11th of March at 11. So if you wanted to scan the QR code, if you've got your phone on you, or if some of you already may have signed up for it, which is great. And then also the customer types one on Thursday, the 3rd of April, at 11. So yeah, I'll give you guys sort of 30 seconds or a minute to do that if you want to. Yeah, I think quite a few of you have signed up already to these, which is great. And yeah, I guess if you haven't got a phone on you right now, we're going to be sending these slides over to you after anyway, so you can rescan it from there. So I'll just give it a few more seconds. Yeah, I guess with the widget, yeah, widget V2 as well. Yeah, a lot of you obviously be familiar with that anyway. But yeah, it'll just be going into that in a lot more sort of detail, just covering off sort of all aspects of the features that we've brought in for that. And then customer types, just a little one on that is yeah, giving discounts to specific customers really within the system, ways we can do that. And again, it will be sort of front end and back end that I'll go through on the demo on that as well. Cool. So yeah, introducing custom pricing then. So let's go to the next slide here. So yeah, a couple of like situations we've got here of yeah, implementing new prices and opening hours really. So sort of situation one, I think I touched on it at the beginning, is you're making changes to your prices from April the 1st, for example, for the new financial year, or perhaps it's from September. If you're like a school, your venue's a school, for example, the next academic year, and you want your customers to sort of make bookings ahead of time, really. So yeah, a lot of the time, I guess you can set this up within the price schemes. I'll obviously show you how we can do it in a minute, but you can set it up like a couple of months before that, just so you're ahead of that. And sorry, I think someone else is joining. I'm just going to let them in. So you can get ahead of that by yeah, setting this up, a couple of months beforehand, so that when someone is going on to book, they can then see the price change, for example, if that's for April or September or whatever it is. Um, Situation two we put here as well is, let's say if it's the Easter holidays, and you now have availability during the day in your sports hall. Yeah, quite a big one for any sort of half term or Easter holidays that you just want to either reduce your price or increase it. And also this is done for the opening hours as well, which obviously we've put at the top. So doesn't have to be a price change. So it could be anything to do with, you just wanted to open a bit later in the week during that time period. So this feature gives you that sort of flexibility to do that, really. Cool. And then, yeah, we've just put here again, so similar page, but just the solution really of this. So implement a new price scheme, create custom pricing to run for a set number of weeks or months, depending on your situation. So yeah, went over it a little bit there. But yeah, essentially that's what we're trying to install into you guys, if it will help in sort of any way. Because I know obviously there's a lot of the time that you guys will be changing your prices like each year. So rather than, just going into the price schemes and amending them sort of when that time comes, this is a perfect way to sort of get ahead of that. Do it a couple of months or even more, if you wanted to, so that your prices are then sort of up to date, for customers to book if they want to book in advance, basically. Cool. So I'm just going to go into the demo then. So as mentioned, I've got my test account, which I'm going to be working on. So firstly, what I'm going to do is I'll show you guys the sort of back end. So from Bookteq, where you guys are all admins. So I'll show you the steps really and what you need to do to create the custom pricing. So let's go to my screen. Cool. So firstly, what I'm going to do is just create a new price scheme. So that's what we need to do first on here when you're looking to do it. So we go down to venue settings here, price schemes. Here we go. So price schemes here. So you can see, obviously, I've got a few in here already. But what we'll do is go to create a new price scheme. So in this example then, so what we're going to add in is I'm going to do it for, you can see I've got a swimming pool facility here. So I'm just going to pop in swimming pool 2025 to 26 prices. So yeah, obviously in this example, we're going to do it for, the new financial year. So April 25 till March 2026. As usual, if you charge the sales tax here, then you can amend it or obviously leave it if you have it on. Really important bit here is do not select the facility at this stage. So if you were to do that, then this is going to change your default price on your workspace. So just your standard price that you have like per hour on the swimming pool that's already set up. So yeah, important to note to not select it at this stage. I'll show you just the next step after. So in here then you can just pop in the price, so whatever it is, if it's the price per hour, so £50 per 60 minutes is a standard hour. Let's just go 8 till 5, for example. Choose which days of the week that you want that to apply to. So in this case, we'll just do Monday to Friday. But yeah, it just so you guys are aware, if you were to add another one, different price for a weekend, then you can go in. Sorry, different price or opening hours on the weekend. So you could go same price again, for example, 60 minutes. But on a weekend you may want to open a bit longer. So you want to do 8 till, let's just say 10 p.m. And then we can then select Saturday and Sunday here. We'd then create that price scheme. Back to the price scheme list. What we're going to do now then is we're going to go into that facility, and then we're going to add the custom pricing. So same again, down in venue settings, spaces and facilities here. So we go to the swimming pool, select the facility. And then we've got the custom pricing here. So you can see this is custom pricing that can be used for specific dates. So what we can do is just go in, add the custom pricing, select the start date. So let's just go to, for example, the 1st of April. And then we can select the end date, in this case, to the end of March 2026. And then at this stage is when you then add in your price scheme that you've just created. So yeah, good to name it like we've done here, 2025, 26, so you know which one it is, obviously. Create custom pricing here. and then we scroll down and just update facility. So yeah, important to know, obviously, if you are doing this for sort of all of your facilities, or it's just some, that you will need to create it for each one. So you'll need to go into, if we go back here, yeah, you've got a few facilities on your 3G, for example. You'll just need to go in, same as what we've done here, and then just create it for this one as well. Just to note. So if it is obviously a different price, then that means you need to go in to the price schemes again and just create a new one for the 11 aside, for example, and then just do what we've done there, basically. Yeah, as mentioned, if there are any questions you guys have, like whether it's now or after, feel free to pop them in the Q&A section in this Teams call, or yeah, simply just if you wanted to just raise like a ticket or put it in this support pipeline after, then that's absolutely fine. Cool. I'm going to show you then the customer side now. So from the widget, just to show you guys what that looks like from a customer facing end. So let's just get the widget up here. So I know probably most of you are familiar with the new widget, but as mentioned, we're going to be showing you that on the next webinar as well in a bit more detail, just so that you're aware. So I have created a separate sort of price scheme prior to the meeting, just to let you know. So it's not going to be the one that we've just created. So if we go into football here. So let's just go into this slot here. So for the 11-a-side pitch, so this is selected already. But yeah, obviously, if you were looking to select another one, you can go in and select from there. If we select this slot here, you can see that this slot is then £100 per hour, so 10 to 11. Whereas I've created a price scheme for this one as well. So if we go and skip to a different date on here, so if we go to April, so April the 14th here, we select this price scheme, and you can see that the price is £110 an hour rather than 100, because we've set this up on the custom pricing for the 11-a-side. So if we just go into here as well, so just so that you guys are a bit more familiar with it, yeah, looking to book this slot, simply adding in your guest checkout details from here, but I won't go all the way to show you guys. But we'll do a bit more of that anyway on the widget V2 webinar in a few weeks. So just to show you, yeah, just to show you guys really sort of what that looks like and the price change on there. I will show you as well from the back end what we created for that for the 11-a-side one. So if we just go back to the back end. Down to the venue settings, price schemes here. So you can see this one was what I called the Easter break. So just another example. So whether you guys did want to charge, yeah, a different price between a set time or dates, then you can do that that way as well. So yeah, £110 is the one that we saw in the middle of April. So we set that price scheme up here. And then in the spaces and facilities, 3G pitch, 11-a-side 3G. This is what we set up. So just over the Easter holidays, 7th of April to the 21st, and you can see that that's why the price is changed in that area. A good thing to note, or important thing to note as well, just so that you're aware, is your sort of block booking settings. So if an example, if you're setting these price schemes up a couple of months before the changes, so yeah, whether it's sort of now for April, you'll need to take note of your sort of block booking settings in here. So we have a block booking period here, so you can see yeah, down here. So you'll have basically how far in advance your customers can actually make a block booking. So yeah, good to check these settings, because for example, if it's only, you've only got sort of 10 weeks or something, they may not be able to see those price changes for April that you've done. So good to just double check that, and you can obviously extend that on here if you feel like you need to. And that's also the same with the single bookings. So if people are going in, or your customers are going in to make a booking for the 11-a-side pitch for if we just go in here, sorry, so 3G AstroTurf, 11-a-side 3G. So down here, you'll also have the maximum advance booking time, which is just for single bookings. So generally, this is a little bit longer anyway. I think for most of you, maybe sort of standard around 6 months to a year. So this shouldn't be a problem, but maybe worth checking, or if one of your customers comes back to you and mentions that they can't book onto that slot that far in advance for a single booking. But yeah, probably more of a case for the block bookings, but just so that you guys are aware of that, but don't want to complicate it too much. Perfect. Yeah, that was it for the demo side of things. I'm just going to go back to the slides here. So yeah, useful resources here. So a couple of different knowledge-based articles that have been updated in here. So I'm going to click into this one, just briefly show you it. So how to manage a price change at your venue. So exactly what we've gone through today. So let's just quickly let that load. If it does, there we go. Cool. So yeah, pretty much that same order on what I've really gone through today. You can see in here. So yeah, not going to read it all, but I let you guys, if you want to have a read after, this will be on the slides. But yeah, basically how to apply a change in a price for a certain period. So the steps in here are basically what I've gone through in the exact same order. So setting the price scheme initially. An example of what you can name that price scheme, ensuring you don't tick that facility, otherwise it will change your default price. So yeah, quite a lot of information in here, which will probably help you guys when you are looking to set these up. And then here, just the options with the screenshot. So how to add the custom pricing in here. And then a bit more information where you can see dates outside this period. The default price scheme will be applied unless another price scheme is set up. So yeah, quite important one. It's obviously going to go back to your default price after that time period. So if the one we've done, for example, for April 2025 to March 2026, important to note that, so that you guys don't forget, you'll obviously need to update that again when that time comes. Yeah, and then just a bit more information at the bottom here about how to update your prices. Yeah, more to do with just standard price schemes, but sort of all in the same article. And then yeah, more links here on creating new price schemes as well. And then changing just opening hours, so within those price schemes too. Perfect. And then again, for some of you, or for any of you that are unsure how to sort of get to the our knowledge base articles, back on your Bookteq workspace, you've got the question mark in the top right hand corner here. So yeah, we've got we've got a lot of different articles in here around plenty of different topics, really. So yeah, you can use the search bar in here to search what you're looking for. And then yeah, you've got the different topics around here that you can just go in and search. So whether that's for bookings, for example, you can see we've got the different ones in here, and yeah, we're regularly updating these so that yeah, it obviously helps you guys yeah, sort of manage your bookings and just yeah, manage Bookteq in general, really. So yeah, feel free to look in this as much as possible. And then again, just to reiterate on here, if you, I think you guys most of you probably already know this anyway, but if you're looking to contact us as well for any additional support going forward, you've got this support form that you can fill out, and it obviously comes back to us as usual, as well as the from the Bookteq backend, you've got the something wrong tab here, which all of you should have on your workspace. That you can just fill this out and then attach your screenshot or recording for it to come back to us, and we'll obviously get back to you on your query. Perfect. Cool. That was yeah, sort of everything for this yeah, first webinar. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Yeah, if you haven't already, or you didn't do it for the scan the QR code, then feel free to do it when we send the slides over. And yeah, if there are sort of questions I haven't seen in the Q&A yet anyway, but we'll have a look, myself and Amira, at these questions, and we'll get back to you by the end of tomorrow on them. But yeah, as mentioned, if there's any questions you guys have that you haven't managed to send on here, then yeah, feel free to send it in a ticket, and we'll get back to you on that. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your week.